Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. As you can see, a new beer box. So what this is, basically I join a beer club every month. They send me a dozen beer. It's normally 6 different beers, 2 of each. So me and my buddy James went down halves. It's supposed to be breweries across Canada, but for the most part lately it seems to be all Ontario beers. So usually I get an email a couple weeks beforehand just saying, okay, it'll be on its way within a week or so. These are the beers that are in there, and I give it a quick read. This time I don't even know if I got an email, so I have no idea what's in there, but that's half the fun. We'll crack it open and see what we got. Alright, the fun part. Also comes with a newsletter. Basically the newsletter will tell me a little bit about each beer, a little bit about brewery, and only has just a little bit of beer trivia or beer information. So this one says, did you know moderate consumption of alcoholic drinks can be good for your heart? Numerous studies throughout the world have shown that there is strong evidence that people who are moderate drinkers of beer, wines, and spirits have a substantially reduced risk of coronary heart disease. Beer contains more than twice as many antioxidants as white wine, although half the amount of red wine per serving. However, many of the antioxidants in red wines are large molecules and may be less readily absorbed by the body than the smaller molecules found in beer. Alright, so we have normally all cans, and right away I see a bottle. I'm going to move this over here. So what we have is, this one is a cranberry sour called Wild Bog. And it's out of Whitewater Brewing Company, which is in Forsters Falls, Ontario. And this one, Cuz Drink It Forward, is a laid-back lager. And it is out of Cuz Brewing Incorporated, out of Toronto, Ontario. This one, Barley Days Brewing, County Style Pilsner. And it is out of Picton, Ontario. That's Prince Edward County, not too far from Belvoir, where I used to live at one point. Olympica Magna Pale Ale. And this is looks like maybe Russian or something or another. I'm just trying to find out. Magna Olympic. This is Greek. I had a Greek beer there a while back too, so. And Burlesque, A Hoppy Good Time. And this one is Picton, Ontario as well. And then we got a Midnight Stout, Oatmeal Stout from Whitewater again. These are the 6, and 6 more in here of the same beers, so we don't need to see those ones. I'm going to zoom in just to show you each beer. Just give you a little glimpse at the label. Not quite sure which one I'm going to have tonight. So this would be the Midnight Stout. I'm not really in the mood for a stout. I'm going to put that one over there. And this one is the Burlesque. I'm trying to figure out what style this is. West Coast Pale Ale. So, well hopped. Not really in the mood for a hoppy beer tonight. County style Pilsner. Not much on the can there. It's a possibility, I'm not quite sure. Cranberry Sour. This is definitely a possibility for tonight. Cuz Drink It Forward, a laid back lager. Not quite sure. And Magna Pale Ale. Not quite in the mood for a pale ale either. So then it comes to, what am I going to have? I'm going to have them all eventually, but I guess the question is, what am I going to have tonight? Alright, I'm going to put the sour to this side. I do like sours, but not quite. A Pilsner or just a laid back lager? Honestly, the laid back lager got me interested. I'm not quite sure. Cause Drink It Forward laid back lager at 5.0% alcohol. It says every can of a cause sold equals a 50-cent donation to an outstanding charitable cause. That's enough to feed one hungry human or several grateful dogs. It could also be the drop in the bucket that spills over for the big cure for the big C. Check out our website to see what cause your cause is supporting next. And as I said, the newsletter tells a little bit about each brewery and each beer. So for the brewery, it says Toronto, Ontario, Cause is a delicious new lager recently created to do great things here in Ontario, starting with the partnership with Second Harvest to feed Ontario's hungry. With every Cause Tallboy purchase, 50 cents is donated to a worthy charity like Second Harvest, who magically turn those 2 quarters into enough food for a full meal for a fellow Ontarian who needs it. Amazing Club is pleased to be partnered with Cause this month to help them in their endeavor to lighten another's load. When you only make one beer, it has to be great. While some beers bump into your taste buds with full force, this beer prefers a more subtle way of saying hello. With its super clean finish, the Brew Cause laid back lager to be that crushable beer you won't mind spending an entire afternoon with. So with that being said, it almost sounds like that's the only beer they make. That's kind of unique. And what did they say about it? Laid back lager. Co's laid back lager is one of the drier and lighter end of the Vienna style amber lager spectrum. The color is a pale copper broadening on blonde, and while delivering a toasted malty flavor, the finish is extremely clean and without aftertaste. As such, it boasts a 10 IBU for those who prefer a less hoppy profile. And that would be me. I don't mind the hoppy beers, I'm not a big fan. Give my glass a quick cold water rinse, as per usual. We'll crack it open and see what we got. Just came from a hockey game, as you can tell from the jersey. Never had a beer at the game because I was driving, so last little while at the game I was kind of thinking, I'm definitely having a beer when I get home. So nice golden color with a nice white head, a couple of fingers ahead, which is nice to see. Typical lager aroma, nothing really jumping out at me. No, it's pretty standard. Let's see how it tastes. Not a whole lot of flavor, but then again, it's a lager, so generally say lagers are clean, clear, crisp, and refreshing. And I'm getting that. Looked like a lot of carbonization to start with, but it dissipated fairly quickly. Honestly, there's not a lot to say about it. For me, it's a pretty standard lager, probably a Pilsner type thing. A little bit of flavor there, not a lot, which I don't, once again, don't expect a lot of flavor from a lager, but to me, honestly, it's pretty well average. There's nothing there that kind of jumps out at me, good or bad. Still a bit of carbonization there, but not a lot. I would like to see a little bit more. It's easy drinking, but for me, in the spectrum, it's probably right around average. I'm thinking rating-wise, 3.03 is, yeah, it's a good beer. There's nothing wrong with it. My ratings, 1's a drain pour. I'm literally going to pour it down the drain. A 2 is, yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I'll finish it. A 3 is a good beer. A 4 would be a very good beer. And a 5 would be the best beer I've ever had. And like I said, this one, to me, it's just your average lager. There's nothing there jumping out at me, good or bad. Would I try it again? By all means. If I seen it in the liquor store, would I pick it up? I wouldn't hesitate to pick it up. I don't think it would be one that I'd see and go, oh my god, I got to pick those up. Give one more taste. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick at 3.0. It's not a bad beer, but like I said, there's nothing there that kind of jumps out at me. So, with that being said, for the Co's or Cause Drink It Forward laid back lager, 3.0. Hopefully you can join me in the next couple of days. We'll hit one of the other cans and we'll go from there. Until next brew, as always, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.